see. Oh, I was about to hit record. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna do a slow start. Give some of the folk one more minute to get into it. Welcome everyone. Is good to see you all that came from the cohort that just finished, but also for those of you that joined the fundamentals last year and is now joining for advanced this year. Welcome back, Nina. Welcome back, Savan. Good to have you guys. And to everyone, thank you for circling back and keeping it going, right, for 2024. I'm really excited to have you all. So we do have a lot to get into tonight. Nina, so you have your hand raised. Do you have something to ask or share?
No, I did that by accident.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So Nina and Savan, you guys, for those of you that don't know, they took part last year. So if you guys have any questions too, you could connect with them and see how their experience was for fundamentals, and they made it to some of the events, right? So there's that. And for everyone else, we are going to have a good time. So for fundamentals, we went over this year. I guess one thing that changed a little bit for you guys, Nina and Savan, this year for fundamentals, we focused on what's called a business model canvas and a value proposition canvas. So that was adjusted a little bit. And for the advanced cohort, everyone's going to go over the business plan. So the strategic business plan. So that's slightly different because I know for fundamentals last year, we kind of started the business plan and worked through it all the way, but a little bit different. So I could recap a little bit on the business model canvas just so you guys see it, and I'll drop it into the Google class so you have it in the advanced one as well. We are very committed to Google Class now, so we really want everyone to get used to it, to get used to using it. I'm going to drop the link in the chat just in case anyone hasn't joined yet. So this is the link for the Google Class for Advanced. And I'll be updating and adding materials in there. Really for Advanced, the main thing that you have to focus on for end of class is going to be your presentation. So for fundamentals, you did an elevator pitch where you, if you did the business track, you had 1 minute where you did an elevator pitch. If you did the guided research study, you had a few minutes to share what you researched. For advanced, it's a little different. You're going to be focused on putting together an actual presentation. You'll have a couple minutes to walk us through your business plan. So it just goes a little deeper for the final presentation. So instead of just a 1 minute quick elevator pitch, you have a few minutes to walk us through your business, your idea, why you're doing it, how you plan to do it, what's going to be your strategy, who are your customers. So you get to go a little deeper. Same thing for the guided research study. You can do a presentation if you go in that route. All right. So before we get too deep into anything, we do have a pre-test. So my wife will take over and walk you guys through Mentimeter. We have a quick little pre-test, pre-quiz kind of to assess where you are before the class, and then we'll circle back later to see what you've gained.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to Advance. Really excited to see you all. And of course, welcome back, Nina and Savan. Oh, did we lose Nina? Or maybe I just don't have her on my screen.
She is there.
Okay. Well, really excited to have you all back. It's so lovely to be back in the groove of things. And yeah, so just in addition to some of the things that Professor JR shared, we also started a pre and post test just to acknowledge the knowledge you've gained since you've attended each session. It's also a way for us to better support you if, we come across anything on the test that we feel like, you still are, you know, having some difficulty understanding. So they help in multiple ways. So just bear with me. I'm going to find the link. It's a Mentimeter. So you're just going to follow that link. When you get into the pre-test, please just put in your first name. And I just put the link in the chat box. So you can go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to share my screen. I'm working from one screen. I typically have my monitor, but it's kind of multitasking right now. All right. All right. Music was a little loud. I feel like I couldn't hear my own thoughts. All right, so let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scholars on. So we're waiting on one more scholar to get in. We see 5 players. We're waiting on one more. All right, here we go. All right, so the faster answer and correct. So this is measuring how fast and how correct. A brand image should evoke what? So these are your 3 choices. Questions, feelings, or concern. So it's not that none of them are correct. It's just it's a pretest. So we're not really focused on winning right now. So don't worry about the leaderboard. Okay, your brand voice can inspire, connect, influence, lead, challenge, pressure, insight, convince, compete. Which answer do you think it is? Okay. Blank is at the core of the brand voice and image. Blank is at the core of the brand voice and image. Okay. You want to make note of these. So as Professor JR is going through the class today, these are some of the things you want to make note of. That way, when we do our post-test, you can identify these. Okay, one of the primary goals of blank communication is to persuade consumers or businesses by changing their perception of a brand, product, or service. Okay. SWOT stands for, you get 30 seconds to fill this one out. Oh, that one gave you guys the answer. I didn't realize it was going to do that. This is new, y'all, for us, this part of the test. I apologize for that, but we're going to fix that in the post test. So just wipe that from your memory. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Thank you all. That's all I got for now. So I'll turn it back over to Professor Jayan.
Let me unmute. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick overview of Google Class. Is everyone in Google Classroom? You guys all got it? If anyone had any issues, please let me know. All right, so for Google Classroom Advanced, if you go to classwork, there's a business and value canvases section. So for me, I'm putting things there. So the one-page business plan, the value proposition canvas, and business model canvas. So for those of you that just completed fundamentals, you already did your canvases. And then for everyone, the one-page business plan is the item that we're going to work on throughout this cohort. So basically, by the end of the last class, you should be handing in this business plan, and it should be filled in. So we are gonna go over more so marketing and branding during this time, but we'll talk through it. We'll talk through it all. And then I'm gonna add one more resource in here that just explains a little bit more the business plan. But essentially, the what we started in fundamentals, we talked about the vision statement, the mission statement. The next steps was to go through planning, right? So creating a plan with strategic goals. So I'll add those resources in here as well. So, all right, switching screens again. Oh, one other thing I wanted to share, just really briefly. Let me go to the screen. All right. So for Savan and Nina, the business model canvas, this web page is going to walk you through just what it is and how to fill it out. The reason I went with this one is because this just helps get all your ideas out of your mind and puts them into an outline, and it outlines the things that you're going to need to write your business plan. So it really helps when you have thought about your customer segments, your distribution channels, revenue streams, and all these other sections here. So the way the way this works is it's gonna just explain each section, and then you could just fill it in. So some people just wrote it out on a piece of paper, like each section. So there's 9 sections, and then you fill in each section. All right. All right. So starting from the top, the goal of the 2 cohorts is fundamentals. It gives you some of the groundwork, introducing you to business and kind of going through those foundational pieces of what a business is, how you identify a small business versus a large business, and then some key components of thinking through your business, right? So for this year, we use the business model canvas and then the value proposition. The purpose of the value proposition was to help to kind of zoom in on what value are you really bringing to your potential customers, right? A lot of businesses that start and fail quickly are ones that didn't really identify the value that they're bringing. So they end up not bringing value and people don't end up coming back, right? So it's really important that you identify the value. Once you identify your business outline and your value, you want to tell people about it. And you want to be effective in how you tell people about your business. So that's the topic for tonight, which is marketing, right? So marketing and branding is what we're going to focus on tonight. And the core goal of marketing and branding is telling people all about your business, right? And doing it in a way that is attractive to them. All right. So here are our objectives for tonight. We're going to go over the basics of a brand, the basics of marketing, creating a brand voice, creating a marketing strategy, launching a marketing campaign, tracking marketing effectiveness, and scaling your marketing efforts. So just looking at this list, who here has any experience with any one of these bullets? Who has done something where they did a little bit of marketing maybe, or came up with a brand name or a logo, did a social media campaign? Nina, could you share a little bit about just a quick little overview, like what's your experience in this area?
Well, marketing, I, I I'm sorry. I whatchamacallit, I advertise Amazon products and I post them on Instagram. And whatchamacallit, I have a link in my bio where you can click on, and then I have different categories on different products where you can just click on it and buy it.
Okay, awesome. That is a great example. One, because a lot of this is digital now. There are probably still going to be times and places where you guys will do some physical marketing too, but for most of us, we can get started at home, right? From your phone, right? Just going on
Yeah,
to
it's really easy. It's really easy.
right. So now what we're going to go over is going to be kind of the bigger picture around that. And by the end of this class, we are going to zoom in on what Nina's doing. So she's doing campaigning, right? And some marketing strategy on Amazon, but we're going to take it from the bottom. So for me, the foundational piece here is brand, right? If you're telling people about something, you want to be memorable, you want to have some kind of impact, create some kind of feeling, right? That's all part of branding. So I'm going to play a quick example of a brand I'm pretty sure everyone knows. Let's get into it.
Dreamer, you're nothing but a dreamer. Well, can you put your hands in your head? Oh no, I said dreamer. I said what a day, a year, a life it is. Oh, I miss you so much. Well, you know you had it coming to you. Toast.
All right. So let's talk about this. How did this commercial make you feel? You guys can drop it in the chat. You can come off mute. In one word, how did it make you feel?
Comfortable.
Comfortable. Okay.
Intrigued.
Intrigued.
Calm.
Calm. Okay.
Entertained.
Entertained, definitely entertaining.
I also felt very entertained.
Okay, and we all know this brand, right? Now, what was there anything about the commercial that I guess gave you a thought of action and action you want to take? If so, what action did it invoke? And it might not have given you any action, but just curious.
It made me want to buy the product.
There you go. And I know some folks said intrigued too, right? So I'm guessing for some, you might want to just look into it and see, hey, what is this thing they're talking about? Hey, Shania, go ahead.
It made me want to like try to do more research as to what the product is about.
Yeah. So companies like Apple, they put a lot of thought, money, and time in how they make their commercials, and they do them very selectively, right? I'm gonna show you something here. So this is a chart. This is from the first time I taught this class. So the most valuable brands worldwide. Apple's at the top. So they're doing value here, and they're counting in billions because the top brands are worth hundreds of billions of dollars. So Apple's at $263 billion in 2021. Amazon right behind them at 254, then Google, Microsoft, Samsung. So this is, if you just look at the top 10, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. WeChat was number 10 at the time. 67 billion, right? Now let's fast forward to now, well, close to now, 2023. What's different about this chart? You guys could shout it out or drop it in the chat from 2021 to 2023. What's different? What's the same?
I noticed that Apple is getting more popular while the other brands are losing their popularity in a sense.
Yeah, so a couple brands dropped off the list. They're not even in the top 10 anymore. And everyone, so if we go back, Google's at 191 billion in value, and here Google's at 260. So they also gained a lot, right? Microsoft slid up to 316, Apple's at 502. So the brand values are very, very important because you continue to invest in growing your brand. But also, you have the visuals, right? I'm pretty sure we're all familiar about these logos. Which logo jumped out at you first on this slide?
I think Nike was the first one that jumped out.
Okay.
Coca-Cola.
Oops.
Coca-Cola. Yeah, Zavon. Is that you?
I'm sorry. I said Google because of the colors.
Google. Yeah. So when you get to see a commercial or see a campaign, you get a little bit of brand voice, and then you have the brand image, right? They sum it up into these logos, and believe it or not, besides maybe BMW, these brand logos have changed a lot over the years. So a lot of time and energy goes into it. The way that you see a brand or hear a brand all falls on the brand voice. So any thoughts? What comes to mind when you hear brand voice or this term brand voice? What do you think about?
The type of impression like a brand gives off.
Mm-hmm. Shania?
I think I'm thinking of like a logo or
Okay.
I meant like the slogan, my bad.
The slogan, gotcha. Now that's a good one because the slogan often does have the brand voice, right? So yeah, the brand voice, how you connect with your target audience by creating a personality. That's kind of how I summarize it, right? You typically create a brand voice, or a company, typically they're creating a brand voice based on how they want to be represented. And sometimes they take the approach of tweaking the brand voice to those that they feel are more attracted to their brand, or maybe that's their target audience, like they're catering to let's say for whatever reason they're catering to people that live in Atlanta, right? So the language they use or the slang or the vernaculars they might use might be very Atlanta specific versus if they're targeting people that live in San Francisco, right? There might be certain things that people in San Francisco are just going to be warmer to. But you have a lot of these brands, they're trying to cater to everybody. So what they end up doing is they create multiple campaigns and they might do one that's all in Spanish. Like at home, I've been seeing Chick-fil-A commercials in Spanish, completely in Spanish, no English, because there's a large Spanish audience in the general area. So a lot of pieces of brand voice, but ideally your brand voice should inspire your target audience, connect with your target audience, influence your target audience, right? It shouldn't be something that people see or hear and they're just like, that's annoying, or they're just disinterested in. Ideally, your brand voice is something that folks are attracted to, but also it should stand out somewhat, right? It should be genuine to who your company is. Any thoughts or questions on brand voice? Okay. All right, so sticking with Nike, right? Brand image is also a part of it, right? And I have, just a quick statement. Your brand image should evoke some kind of emotion or feeling. It should also display who you are at a glance. When we saw those logos, that every brand kind of has their feeling, right? Nike, pretty much their mission, either their mission statement or vision statement, one of them, it summarizes, everybody is a athletic body, right? They try to be inclusive and make sure that everyone feels welcome to buy some athletic wear. That's one of their big missions. And they reinforce that by how they write their captions on their posts, the language they use in their commercials. So looking at the Nike logo, I guess just a quick vote. Who believes Nike had a different logo before this one? And who believes this is always their logo? You could come off mute or drop it in the chat if you feel this was the original logo or.
I feel like they always had this logo. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay. Does everyone agree? They pretty much always had this logo?
No, I think they did. Ooh.
So, did you have us open on two devices, Savon? Or maybe just turn the speaker down a little bit. Might help.
Is it still glitching?
It's good.
Okay. I think they had excuse me, I think they had a different one.
They did. So over the years, Nike's logo has evolved, right? And I always just show this to let you all know that, or to inspire everyone. Your first logo might not be your final logo, right? So when you don't let it be a hindrance to you starting your business. While the logo it can become very important the bigger you get, but in the beginning, just focus on your message. But they were originally Blue Ribbon Sports in 1964. That's how they started. And then when it became Nike, they had kind of the script here that they used for a while. And then came the newer block letter Nike. And this actually was made by a college intern, created this revision, I believe, in 78. And that became unanimous with Nike for moving forward. And now they're just a swoosh. They're not even, you hardly even see the word Nike anymore. So that's kind of a quick evolution on the Nike logo. So start wherever you're at. Just get your product together, identify your target audience, and think about your messaging. Don't let your logo or a logo stop you. All right. So getting into brand personality. So brand personality at its core is at the core of the brand voice and the brand image, right? So what are some categories or what are some things we think about when you think about your we should include when outlining your brand personality? I'll throw one in here. There's identity. And let me know if there's anything else that came to mind. Language, tone of voice, and characteristics. So these are like my top 4. But is there anything else that comes to mind when you think of brand personality? I feel this pretty much sums it up. All right, there. So in the Google class, there's a link I have in there that walks through kind of creating your brand voice and personality. I want to share that real quick just to talk it through. So again, creating your brand voice and personality takes time. It's not something that's going to be super fast. So right in the marketing section, what is a brand voice? And how do I create one? So you guys could go through this just to kind of just read through like how you would do that. What do you think about, right? So even at the top here, brand voice is essentially how your brand's content sounds in people's heads, right? So every brand, if you think about it, they have a certain tone, right? When they do their commercials. So this just helps you think about it. It walks you through, how you want to do it. So this is a good video even here to check out. And this all helps. This really helps like prepare you for your pitch at the end of the class. So you could think about, what do you want to use as a slogan, if anything, how do you want, what kind of tone do you want in your, your messaging on your posts, so on and so forth. And ideally, you want to keep it consistent. But in the beginning, of course, you're probably going to be experimenting, and that's perfectly fine. All right. So the next thing we're going to do a little breakout, but just to get a quick recap here, is anyone doing the guided research study? Or is everyone here focused on the business track?
So, Hun, everyone in advance did a business pitch for fundamentals. So that would mean that everyone here would do the presentations for advance.
Okay, just making sure no one here did the guided research. Okay, cool. All right, so what we're gonna do next, we're gonna do an exercise where we just take a quick stab at what we went over in creating a brand. So you're gonna take 15 minutes, you're gonna go into breakout rooms, and you're gonna just grab one of these items here and create a brand around it, right? So you're gonna come up with a brand name, you're gonna describe the brand personality, and kind of just wrap it up with a tagline, aka slogan. Bonus points for anyone that wants to draw. If you want to attempt a logo, you can, but really just looking for you to come up with a brand name and brand personality and a slogan. So just a little exercise to get the brains working and think about, well, how do you create a brand, right? So there's no right or wrong here. It's just a quick little exercise. Yeah, hand up on.
Yes, I was going to ask if one of the scholars can just repeat back the instructions that Professor JR just gave, just so we can validate that everyone understands what the goal is in the breakout room.
Oh yeah, I didn't see who raised their hands first. Go ahead, Savon.
So I believe what Professor JR said was that we are going to create a brand around one of these, I guess, items of choice, and that we're going to go out into breakout rooms and talk about like the brand name, how we want it to make others feel, and if we wanted to come up with like a logo, if we could draw, we could.
Yes, perfect. All right. Just checking. Joel, you with us? Want to make sure everyone will be on for the breakout. Let me do this here. All right, so I'm going to open breakout rooms now, and you should be able to join. No, were you able to join? Did it show up for you? You able to join, Nina?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
Do we just pick one?
Yeah,
Or
you guys
can
could
assign
just
us?
choose which one you want to pick.
Okay, I got you. How do I join back?
Oh, hold on. You should be able to click on. Let me see. There you go.
I put Joelle in the waiting room.
Oh, I thought you just rejoined. Welcome back. All right, so I know some folks are working on logos, but all right. Seems like everyone had fun. All right, so I'm gonna go with the top of my screen. So Savon, you're at the top of the screen. So Savon and Winifred, um, did you guys pick someone to present? You guys are gonna take turns. How you guys gonna do it?
So I'm gonna say the name, and then she's gonna say the like catchphrase, I guess, and then I'll just do the brief description.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we decided to go with the sunglass option, and the name of our business is I Got You Covered, and we played with the I, and I Got You Covered. It's EYE.
Nice.
A catchphrase is a slogan is like what you see matters.
So just a brief description is we focus on something that showed the protection that eyewear gives you from the sun and how it has got your back against the harsh light on a sunny day. we kind of visualize like kids on a beach and how they wanted to just relax and not have to think about like squinting to have some fun in the sun. And we also wanted something playful as well, which is why we played with the I and I got you covered. And then what you see matters shows how we care for our consumers with even more of a catchy phrase.
Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. I love it. Thank you. And also thank you guys for going first. All right. Shania and Nina, you guys are next on my screen.
Okay.
Okay, you guys can take it away.
Yeah. Our brand name is Playtime.
It's Playful Times.
Yeah, Playful Times. Sorry.
Oh,
It's okay.
I think your
and
speaker is a little loud. Someone's speaker is up.
okay, so for Playful Times, our slogan is Playful Times make for the greatest times. Sorry. Playful Times makes for the greatest times. And basically it gives off a very joyful and like happy feeling because it's for kids, it's the kids' toys. So we wanted to make it joyful and playful. And I had came up with a sluggo, but it kind of like, I don't know, kind of looks a little evil because of the colors I use. I didn't have brown for like the bear. So let me see. I'm gonna show you. It's like a bear on a swing. Can you see?
Yeah, I can
Wow.
see. I can see it. It looks really good.
You did
Yeah.
that just now?
Yeah, like I tried to do it real quick. So but trust, if I had time, I would have did a lot more details, but
Awesome.
it was done real quick.
So Vaughn and Renifred might hire you. They said they didn't have an artist on their team, so you could broker your artist skills. I think Nina's down. Awesome, guys. Thank you. That was awesome. And I like the Grateful Times. It's like a little heartwarming.
You're welcome.
Awesome. All right. All right, Noah and Makai, you guys are up.
How you doing?
I think you got to mute, Shania. Go ahead.
All right. So
Maybe just turn the speaker down a little bit.
all right, we good? Turn down. We good?
Nope.
Yes, we're good.
I think they're trying to figure it out because they're in the same room.
All right, we good?
Yes.
There we go. All right, so me and Noah, our business name is our brand name is Cozy Ignite. It's a
Cozy
business
Ignite.
with a cozy coat. Yeah, a cozy black like matte back black coat and a soda. It comes in mini cans. If you buy one coat, you get 6 ignites for free.
Nice. Okay.
I drew the brand logo. I'm not sure if y'all gonna be able to see it, but that's a little Coke a little ignite bottle with a coat around it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Nice.
The personality of our brand is winter's campfire. You know, that's the little like the theme of it. And
Okay.
and the slogan is ignite the coziness inside.
Ah, little play on words there. Awesome. Listen, everyone, you did great, and that was the purpose, just to give you guys a little bit of just the moment, right, to tap into a little bit of the creative side of business and branding. For me, this was I majored in business, and this was my favorite classes, marketing, branding. That's when I was all in. So but yeah, so this is great, you know, so you guys kind of get to feel some of that, right? Like what does it mean to come up with your brand personality and your marketing and thinking about what are you saying, right? That is awesome. So this kind of concludes our branding portion. We're going to shift gears into marketing. Looking at what we have left here. All right, we're gonna go through a couple more slides and then we'll do a 10-minute break. Or should we do the break now? How you guys feeling?
I think we should do the break right now.
All right. We'll do the break now. All right, so we'll do the break now. We'll jump back. So take 10 minutes and so we could slide a minute in there. So see you at 7:45.
All right, everybody, we are back. My lights don't want to participate with me. All right. Hope everyone had a nice little break before we get into the second half. All right. So all right, so we're gonna do one quick little video here.
All right, so we're just gonna use this video as a transition into marketing. All right. All right, so how did this video make you all feel? Similar to the first one. Any different feelings? Same? Oh. Did you guys see the video?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let me restart this.
Now we see it.
All right. This whole time I thought I was screen sharing. I'm like, were you guys seeing the slides before?
Yes.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay. So I switched it off. All right, here we go.
We see it, but we can't hear it. So you're gonna have to reshare and make sure you click the computer send button.
Okay. Zoom just reset everything on me. All right. Third time is the charm. All right, we have visual, and hopefully we have sound.
We have
Hey, y'all.
visual.
My name is Tiara, and a little thing that I love about the
And
Chick-fil-A
sound.
spicy chicken biscuit is that it has the
Okay.
perfect amount of spice to jumpstart my day. I just love how the biscuit just matches perfectly with the spice on the chicken fillet. Whoever thought of it, thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Robert, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A spicy chicken biscuit is the biscuit. It reminds me of my grandma's homemade biscuit. It's always buttery and savory. The chicken is always crispy. Then you add the spices to the chicken, instant classic.
All right. Now that we've seen and heard it,
Whoever thought of it,
how did this video make you feel? You can drop it in the chat or come off mute.
It made me feel like I wanted it. Like it they like questioned somebody that which made it familiar to me because he said like, you know, his grandma's like homemade biscuits maybe reminded me of my grandma's. So it seemed familiar.
Yes, that is a good call out, and they definitely did that intentionally. Anyone else? All right. So yeah, I mean that's a major call out too, right? So making a commercial feel personable, giving you that kind of feeling of like, hey man, I really want to try that. That sounds like a good thing, right? That is the major goal of marketing. Like overall, primary goal of marketing communication is to persuade customers or businesses, right? So they're going to say things, they're going to show things to help persuade you. And some of you might have noticed during the video when they said certain things, like when they said spice, the word spice was up on screen. And when they said other things, like it popped up on screen. So it was visual, it was audio, right? And the super close up of the chicken, right? For those that eat meat and eat chicken, you know, it looked enticing, it sounded great, right? And they connected in a sense where it's like, these are real people, right? It's not just the traditional, like, oh, buy our products, you know? So all of that was thought out. And you could bet that, you know, a lot of time was put into every part of that, the commercial. So marketing goes a bit deeper, right? You want to persuade your consumers or your businesses by either changing their perception of a brand, product, or service, or persuading them to purchase or feel motivated or tempted to purchase a product or service. So how do you do that, right? How do you actually do all of that? We're gonna do just a quick little breakout, right? Well, first I'll go over this, but then we're gonna do a breakout later. So understanding your place in the market via a SWOT analysis, define your target audience. These are kind of the steps here to get your marketing together. Who here has heard of the term target audience when it comes to business or marketing? Savon, could you share what's your understanding of, or how would you define the target audience for someone?
So your target audience is pretty much a demographic or a group of people you're trying to get your product to or sell your business to that you know are going to either want that product or that's just who you know you want to get that product.
Perfect. Shania, did you have anything to add?
I had a question.
Sure.
What's SWOT? What is that? What does that mean or stand for?
Yes, we're going to jump into that on the next slide. So SWOT is an acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's a tool that you use to evaluate your market. But I'm going to put up a whole slide on that in a few seconds.
I was just asking.
No problem. And that's an important question. We're also going to talk about SMART goals. And then after you have these things in place, you want to analyze your strategies. So really just thinking about, all right, how am I going to go about this, right? And then you want to set a budget. If you have a budget, you want to set one. And you try to fit everything in your initial budget. So jumping into SWOT, start from the top here. So that stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is in the business plan outline in Google Class. So a strength is literally what is it that you're either good at or what is it that you have working for you, right? So a strength could be many things when it comes to you going into business. So it could be, you know, you have a budget. You know, some people don't have a budget. Maybe you do have a budget. Maybe you have $500 to get started or more or less. Maybe you have the experience. Maybe you worked in the field, so you have some experience in this area, so you could use that to your advantage. That could be a strength. So strength is really anything that's in your favor. A weakness is something that you're lacking, right? You don't have it. Maybe you don't have a budget. Like maybe that's your weakness. Maybe you haven't worked in this area yet, so now you need to figure it out. Or maybe you have some of these components and it's like, oh man, I really don't have this fourth or fifth thing, right? So that's a weakness. Opportunities. So opportunities is slightly different from weakness in that it's maybe something you can aspire to do, right? It could be a goal, it could be a challenge, but it's something that you haven't completed yet, you know? So you might get feedback and that feedback might give you some opportunities, right? You might have went with a product and let's say you started your restaurant and they're like, man, you only open from 4 p.m. to midnight, but I can't get lunch there, right? So an opportunity would be in that specific scenario. Maybe you could open earlier and serve people lunch, right? So it's not necessarily a weakness, it's just something you haven't done yet or accomplished. A threat, typically a threat is coming from other competing businesses. A threat could be a climate difference, right? Let's say, using a restaurant example, let's say you had outdoor seating, right? So weather could always be a threat to outdoor seating, right? Could rain, could be wintertime. There goes your outdoor seating. So threats could be anything that could hinder or challenge your business operations. You could list under threats. So you typically do a SWOT analysis to identify where you are, right? How ready are you? What are some other things you could prepare? And then with your marketing and branding, you really want to play to your strengths, right? So you want to market literally the best side of your business or the best components that you're ready to meet your audience with. All right, any questions around SWOT? My thoughts? All right, I'm gonna keep going here. Then we're gonna circle back on some activities to work on too. All right, so target audience, we talk about the target audience, right? The demographic that you would like to literally target, right? Who you're primarily catering to. While your business might target multiple audiences, you want to still kind of carve out some kind of audience. So whether it's a very wide audience, right? Your audience might be wide in the sense of you might say, everyone in this neighborhood, I want to target. Maybe you want to target everyone in the county, right? You want to say, that's my target, right? I want everyone in the county to know about my business so that they come visit my business. Or it might be an age group. I want everyone that's in this age bracket to know about my business so that they support my business, right? So these are just some examples of demographics, identifiers that you might use to identify your target audience. Was there anything I left out? I did age, gender, income, motivation, problems you're solving for, how you could fix and be in service, right? So like a plumber doesn't care how old you are, right? Or what gender. A plumber's just like, you got a broken pipe situation, I'm gonna fix it for you. Shania?
I think you kind of left out like the kind of like people like you're trying to like target, like if you own like a soul food restaurant and you're trying to target um people who like soul food, or local farmers and things like that.
Mm-hmm. So location based, yeah, definitely is an important one.
Yeah.
Taste, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those that like soul food. Yeah, and that's true. You know, you want to try to think deeply. Um, Anyone else? Anything else you feels missing? So these are just some examples. This is not like it has to be one of these, but just some things to think about, because you want to have some key factors that you're focusing your business on to say, these are the kind of folks that I'm trying to direct my business towards. All right. Okay. So let's take, I'm gonna go back to the SWOT. Let's take a few minutes. Just think about the businesses that you did today, right? The glasses, the toys, the coat, the coat and drink and beverage company. Just jot down what could be some strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats for these businesses, the made up businesses. Just to get a quick little practice session. We'll do 2 minutes just to think it through. You could jot some notes down. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. While you're doing that, I'm gonna just pull up the Google class again. Okay, I'm gonna move a document in here that kind of walks through this too. Okay. All right, what are some strengths you guys are writing down? You guys could come off mute or drop it in the chat. Savant put, it will provide a fun way to be fashionable as well as protecting people's vision. Definitely. And we'll notice if you guys look throughout this next week, like look at any commercial you might see, or even packaging, right? The packaging tends to point out the strength of the brands, right? They put on there, like, I don't know, got this peanut bar here, right? Dark chocolate, sea salt, naturally flavored, excellent source of fiber, right? So clearly the fiber is one of their strengths here, 6 grams of protein. So you could even quickly look around products in your house to see what people are boasting as their strengths. What about weaknesses? Now, typically no one shares the weakness as a business or brand, but it's something that in your internal discussions, you definitely would talk about and see what's been identified. It's fun, but lots of people make sunglasses and regular glasses. How do we get those at Wear Glasses to use ours or add them to their collection? How do you get people to buy more than one? So it's kind of like it's a combination. It could be like a opportunity or even threat even. So what you have is opportunity. Was it part of this?
Yes, I think I combined 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, no worries. All right, so the way you would use this literally is like you outline it, you think about it, you write it out, and then when you're putting together your presentation, you want to be careful to speak towards your strengths and kind of, if you can, get ahead of the threats and opportunities in your pitch. So weakness can be a person's personality. Share a little bit more on that, Shania.
Maybe I think when I said that, I think like in the business world, like in order for like people, like for certain people to work with you, that they might want like a very hardworking and like nice person to work with. But if someone like has a very bad attitude, then they probably wouldn't want to have that person on their team or like business partner.
Yes, that is very true. And that's a good point too, right? Sometimes you as the business entrepreneur could be the weakness. And a lot of times we do have to evaluate ourselves, right? And it might be an attitude we have, it might be we're not driven enough, we're not trying hard enough, or we might just need to have some character flaw that we need to work on. So that is a very, very, very true one. Thank you for sharing. All right. So going on to SMART goals here. And I have 2 examples of SMART goals. I think I was trying to see which graphic to go with. No, the other one has some other instructions. So SMART goals: specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, time bound. So this is just an acronym for how to set good goals, right? So each one of these should be a part of your goal setting. You don't want to have goals that are non-specific, right? Like having a goal that's like, be a great company. What does that mean, right? How do you measure that? So your goals should, so this one kind of walks you through, right? Specific, set real numbers with real deadlines. Don't say, I want more visitors, right? I want more visitors could mean one more person, right? So you want to use real numbers when you set your goals. Measurable. Make sure your goal is trackable. Don't hide behind brand words like brand engagement or social influence. So you want to be able to measure, right? I want to reach 1,000 people this month, right? Now that gives you something specific to measure your progress against. Attainable. Work towards a goal that is challenging but possible. So going with 1,000 people, is it really possible for you and your circumstance and how you're doing it? Is it possible for you to hit 1,000 people? Don't try to take on the world in one night. Realistic, be honest with yourself and know what you and your team are capable of. Don't. So they say not to forget any hurdles you may have to overcome. Don't forget any hurdles you may have to overcome. time bound. Give yourself a deadline, right? So keep pushing. Okay, no, keep pushing towards a goal you might hit someday, right? So using these, using this as a guideline, this is how you should be setting your goals for your business, for your marketing plan, for literally anytime you're setting a goal. Like it should be within these bounds that makes it more effective. So with your strategic business plan, part of the business plan is setting your goals in place. When you get to the marketing part, you know, it's even more important to be specific, right? So you might look at your business and say, in the first month, I want to, you know, get 50 customers, and I'm going to give myself, you know, 20 days to get those customers, you know, and you want to try to put those boundaries there because that now helps you to measure as you're going forward, right? So you might go a week and you might have 30 people. Great, you're ahead of your goal. Or you might have 10. Now you have to double down. So any questions about SMART goals? Cool. All right. All right, so marketing tactics. So once you have your goals, right, there are certain things you can do to activate on your marketing. And I put some ones here. Paid advertising lead. This is something that Nina touched on a little bit. Nina, are you paying for advertising or just using the platform to, how are you doing it?
And I'm just using the platform. I'm not paying for anything.
Okay. How does your how are you executing on the platform for marketing?
So basically, you have to sign up on an associates app, and then you can search up products, and then they give you the option to copy the link, and then from there on, you can send the link to anyone. And like with the post on Instagram, I'm taking the picture off Amazon, and then like I'm doing like a little graphic designing and like, you know, really attracting people with designs on it, and then I'm putting the link in the bio, like I said.
Gotcha. So you're okay. So yeah. So you're using the link, and then you're actively going on Instagram, and you're using your influence a bit to share to those people that are following your page on Instagram.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's for free.
Yeah, and they give you like a time period, like when I think it was like 180 days to like to start making money off of it.
Cool. So yeah, that is definitely, you know, there's definitely free ways to go about it. And then I know with Instagram and all the platforms, you can pay to boost. If you pay, we're going to look at a little bit of what that looks like. You could actually tell them who you want to reach, and that's why it's important to have your target audience, because then if you get a budget to campaign, you're going to be asked, well, who do you want to reach, right? They're going to literally try to understand that so you can spend your money where it counts. All right, so budgeting, you know, prioritizing what you need to spend money on, outlining how much, I think I might have deleted something here. Probably was saying each campaign cost, calculate the potential return on investment, and understand that your network is your net worth. Who here has heard this term before? Your network is your net worth. You can drop a Y in the chat if you've heard this term before. Only one person heard it.
Wait, say it again.
Your network is your net worth. Savon, could you share what is the meaning behind the term? Your network is your net worth.
Yep, no problem. So networking in general is like reaching out to others resources that you have obtained through whatever you have worked on or the people you've met along the way. And networking essentially just gets you to where you want to be, especially if you have used it to like your benefit. And however many networks and resources you can reach is how much you're going to end up with in the end, and how much whatever business you make is also going to make, because you have to make those connections to essentially obtain a certain amount of money or to get somewhere with your business.
Absolutely. So, net worth, the second part of that, speaks to a lot of part of what Siobhan was saying, right? Even for, on your Instagram page, like your following, I guess, is your page's network. That's the amount of individuals that you can potentially convert, right? To be business partners, to be consumers, to be promoters of your business. So the more you network, the more you have people that can help you activate your business, or that you can say, hey, this is my business. Would you like to participate or buy a product or just share the business with someone? So as an entrepreneur, you definitely want to work on networking skills and also attending events that cater to your business. So if you're in whatever industry you're in, you want to get familiar with others in the same spaces, go to conferences, meetups, and things like that. So that way you meet more people. And along the way, typically, you're going to meet one or two people that might be good associates, or they might be looking for your services, or you're looking for their services, right? So networking is very important to all of this. For the first three bullets, is prioritizing what you need to spend on. We're going to go, one of the later classes is going to be cash flow management. It's literally managing the money you make and what you should be doing with it. And then calculate the potential return on investment. So in the branding and marketing, it's thinking about the options you have, right? So you might say, well, I have $100 to market, right? What can that $100 get you? Can that get you in front of 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 3,000 people, right? If you get in front of more people, the return might be that you have more people purchasing than if you did not spend money on marketing, right? So that's like thinking about a return on investment. If you spent $100 and you got in front of 3,000 people and 10 of them purchase something, would that cover your $100? That's how you think about your returns on what you invest in. All right, looking at budgets a little bit more and metrics. Just wanted to throw some screens up on like what it looks like. So this is a glimpse at what Facebook's marketing tool shows. So this is after running an ad. Facebook is showing me that this ad reach, I think I put like $25. It wasn't a lot. It was like $25 or $50. The ad reached 1,116 people in the audience. It gives me the demographics, right? So majority of them was between the ages of 18 to 34. There was 57% women represented in blue, 42% were men. And then over the age of 34, it dropped off dramatically, right? This was, I believe, a S.O.A.R event. This was a S.O.A.R campaign. A good amount of people lived within Roselle. So 1,000 people in Roselle between 18 and 35 primarily. Some of the communities I put in here, their interests were community issues, nonprofit, volunteering, motivation, youth, high school shopping. So Facebook literally has keywords that you can use when you're marketing on Facebook to show the ads to people that ideally are interested in what you're trying to market, versus showing them things that they do not care about at all. So it would not show this to a person that does not care about volunteering, ideally. So that increases your chances of getting what you want. So that might be someone to click on your link, to visit your website, even to purchase something. Oh, I said a whole bunch of money. So this was $11.33 spent over one day. So this got me 4 clicks. So these are the metrics, y'all. That's just showing the return on the investment here. That's got me 4 clicks and 1,116 people to look at it. Some people clicked on the post, link click reactions, and 1 person saved it. So looking at the spend here, you can think about, okay, what happens if you spent more money, right? I mean, how many more clicks would that potentially get, or saves, or engagement? So when you're getting into marketing and spending, these are the kind of things that you think about, or you test out. So companies like, any large brand like McDonald's, let's say Chick-fil-A, those ads that you see all the time, clearly they have a marketing budget and they're consistently marketing to get in front of eyes. All right, so sliding into marketing channels, right? So there's a couple different marketing channels. So Nina's using a combination of Amazon links for the store, I believe, with Instagram, right? These are just the logos of all the different brands here, right? You have Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, and used to be Twitter, now X. All right, so some thoughts here. How would you choose, I guess, your platform to start with, to market on? What are some thoughts and considerations for choosing the platform?
How popular the platform is.
How popular the platform is. Yep. Do you know by any chance, Nina, approximately how many people use Instagram?
About like millions, because people alone, like an individual can have about like 10 million people on Instagram, like with followers.
Mm-hmm. So Instagram, believe it or not, has over 2 billion users on Instagram.
I was gonna say 1 billion too, but I thought that was dragging it.
No,
2 billion.
Yep. Instagram's 2 billion. Facebook is also over 2 billion. So yeah, so these are some huge platforms. And basically, like you said, like who has the audience, but also, which one works best for you, right? Each platform has a slightly different way of engagement. Instagram is typically shorter content. Typically, it's like under 2 minutes, under 60 seconds even. Where YouTube, for example, people go to YouTube because they want to watch something, learn a little bit. So YouTube, people have the time to watch something longer, watch a tutorial, and they're trying to learn how to do something or learn about something. So if you have something longer format, you most likely want to put it on YouTube. So there's a lot of different ways that people use these platforms, whether they become a personality or whether they're just one that shares. I've seen people where all they do is share other people's things and they have a huge following, and all they're doing is literally taking the time and finding a niche. Like they might say like, I like hats. So every day they share a different hat. Or I like pizza. There's a pizza channel I follow, and all he does is go around and taste different pizzas from different neighborhoods and cities and towns. But some of these are different ways to engage and create an audience. But typically, when you go along with what's genuine to you, these platforms can be a way to build an audience if you have the time to do so. All right. I gotta move on. We got a few surveys to do. But again, the material's in the Google Classroom, so please look at the Google Classroom to just kind of go a little bit more in depth on these. So projections and tracking. So the thought here is making sure that you're tracking how your market is affecting. So those charts I showed you that showed how much was spent, how many people clicked on it, what their engagement was, that shows you, are you doing things that are impactful to the audience you're trying to reach? Should you tweak something, right? Do you need to try something different? In the beginning of marketing, sometimes it is a bit of trial and error where you're literally just trying different things to see what works for your brand and for your business. Especially want to track what, how much, what drives sales, right? What drives people to not only look, but click, to not only click, but then eventually purchase, right? Are more people following your brand? Are they resharing your brand? And then based on the comments and what people have to say, you can see what the impression is of your brand on people, right? So in summary, for marketing and branding, for marketing, primary goal is to persuade consumers or businesses with your communication. For branding, you want to create a personality around your brand voice, with your brand voice and brand image. All right, and summary, be memorable in a good way. All right, so we have a little bit of administrative things to do. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do the post test real quick. Let's get into that. While we set up, any questions? I know it's a bit more intense from fundamentals.
JR, want me to post a post test in the chat for you?
Oh yeah, sure. I just found it.
Oh.
But you could post it.
I already put it in the chat. That's what's in the chat now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I just saw the Mentimeter. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's the post test.
Okay.
All right, everyone, let's jump right into the post test. Sorry, my voice has been. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Wait 1 second. I had it all set up. I don't know where it went.
The instructor screen.
Yeah, I had the share screen set up. I see you guys are in there, but I'm having a little. Oh, here we go. Okay, good. Never mind. Crisis averted. All right, here we go. So now your answers, we're going to see some answers this time, okay? Let me just turn the sound down like I did before. Okay, there we go. Huh, let's start it with this one. All right, that one was unanimous. Great job, guys. So remember, it's by speed and correct answer. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me start from the beginning. I don't know what's going on tonight. It played from the last slide. I've never seen it do that before. And it's moving very slow. It's almost like it's having a glitch. All right, I see you guys are in there. Should be 6 players, but it only says 5. Oh, there we go. Okay. brand image should evoke blank. Feeling. Feelings is the correct answer. All right. Inspire, connect, and influence. That's what your brand voice does or can do. All right. We got some more people on the board. Micah, what's going on here? Are you adding in your answers?
Yeah, but at the end, it doesn't tell me which one is the wrong answer.
No, you just click submit and then it shows on the screen I'm sharing now.
All right.
Blank is at the core of the brand voice and image. Personality, yes. One of the primary goals of blank communication is to persuade consumers or businesses by changing their perception of a brand, product, or service. So you're going to choose the words on the bottom that would be included in that blank. Marketing. Hey, got some movement on the board. And this is from before. All right, Savon is our winner for tonight. Great job. Thank you all for participating in that. I'm going to stop sharing and stop the music. Was that fun? Did you all enjoy that? No pressure, just a way to show some knowledge gained.
Yes,
All right, so thank you all for being here tonight. This was a great kickoff, marketing and branding for our advanced cohort. We're just super grateful for Professor JR and all that he was able to facilitate and teach you all tonight. I did put the scholar survey in the chat box for tonight. Please take some time and fill that out. And
I have one more. I have one more slide. I have one more slide to show them.
Oh, you have one more slide?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no problem.
Go ahead and jump into the survey and put a D in the chat when you're done with the survey. I would play music, but YouTube will pull the video down if it's in the recording.
Everyone.
Hold on one second, Noah. Hold on. Give everyone a chance to finish real quick. I just have one more slide for everybody. Hope I'm not keeping anyone away from dinner. All right, drop a D in the chat when you're done with the survey. We got 3 folks done. We just need 3 more.
Noah,
right.
this is Miss Latoya. Would you mind messaging me your personal email address, please?
Wait,
All right.
my personal email address?
Yes, please.
All right. Give me 1 second.
All right, so I'll be remiss if we didn't share this last slide. So I just wanted to announce our virtual business entrepreneurship youth bootcamp spring series 2024 fundamentals top scholar.
You got it?
Shania T. Snelling is a top scholar for the fundamentals cohort for 2024. Congratulations, Shania, on achieving top scholar.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Shania. Woo!
And again, sorry, Shania, I'm not playing any music because we're recording and I don't want YouTube to pull the video down. But I'm very happy for you. Thank you for all of your contributions and time and energy and persistence and diligence. All right, so please look out for an email from Makai's, Shania's manager. He said no autographs. Please look out for an email from Mrs. C. She's going to send you all an email with an assessment that you should be completing by the end of day tomorrow in preparation for Thursday. So please look out for that email and complete the assessment. Only click the link on the device you're going to take the assessment on. You can only use the link once. So don't click the link until you're on the device you're going to use for the assessment. Anything else, Miss C? On that?
No, it shouldn't take any more than about 15 minutes. Don't overthink. Just say what comes to your mind first and go ahead and move forward.
Awesome. All right, and with that concludes our class for tonight. Little 7 minutes over, but I hope it was a good 7 minutes. You all are free to go. Have a good night.
Good night.